admin to be present at this meeting. He can help a lot.
Thank you. Let me restart the machine, and meanwhile, I will join with my phone.
Hey, the bug finder. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, Mitch.
Wow, look at him.
Hey, Kai.
Hi guys. It's very just like crazy. I'm on 2 dev calls at the same time now. Let me quickly finish this other one. I'll be right back.
Okay, keep your time.
Hey, Carlos.
Wow.
Welcome.
Good morning,
everyone. This is Carlos. He's my friend over here in Barranquilla, and I asked him to help us with some issues. Well, everyone, let's say hello to Carlos.
Hello, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos.
Hey.
Wait, did he go away? Oh, he's gone. Oh, no, he's
Where
there.
was you?
No, I'm here.
Sorry.
We were looking for you.
Hey, Carlos.
Still here.
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
What's up, Merlin?
I'm good, and you?
Hello, Marine. How are you?
Awesome.
Hi.
So, we can wait, Kyle. I think we can start over. I wanted to introduce Carlos to everyone. He actually studied with me on the at the university. I trust him like a brother, and he's amazing backend. So, I hope that everyone here gets to know him somehow. I already assigned him some issues, and yeah. If you want to say something, Carlos, and introduce yourself, go ahead, man.
Yeah, thanks, Mateo. Like Mateo said, we've been friends for like 7 years, something like that. And yeah, I'm from the coast, from Santa Marta, here in Colombia. I studied in the same university as Mateo, Universidad del Norte, and I've been working for 4 years in backend development, mainly with Ruby on Rails and JavaScript when it's required. And basically, I'm looking for new challenges to take on, and I'm here to help. I'm also part of Ethereum Colombia, helping the group that Mateo and a few friends have established here. And yeah, looking for more opportunities and willing to also learn a lot from everyone here.
Awesome, man. Thank you. So yeah, I'm not sure if Kyle is going to come over, but I will begin to present my screen with some work that I already did alongside Monique. Okay, he's here. Hey, Kyle.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm listening.
Perfect.
You're a full house. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, with the work we did with Monique is I transfer every issue that I thought was really important to bring the application more stable. And I did a transfer from the Giveth Gatsby repo to this one. So everything I put in here in new issues is if you thought that something was missing, please help me out, and you can do it over here. At the bottom, it says transfer issue. When you go ahead and transfer issue, you select the new repository. So if you think that I missed something very important, as our goal for this sprint is to make the application more stable and solve all the bugs, please go ahead and help us. Maybe I missed something, but I tried to pick all of the bugs that were more important to solve that goal. So for my side,
So sorry, and please notice that it's Giveth next, and on the Zen Hub, it's the board name is Giveth-2. Giveth -2 has 2 repositories assigned with. One of them is just Giveth Next, and one of them is the backend, the graph. I forgot it.
Yeah. So here in the board,
the
you
impact
said
graph.
Impact graph.
impact
Okay,
graph and give it next. We're doing this since now because I want to bring the issues that I set for Carlos to be in the sprint, and yeah, the best way to bring all of it is like this, to settle the repos. So from my side, let's begin the call. I will explain the issues that I set up for myself and put in the sprint backlog. I added an estimate. I left aside the ones that are assigned for James that is not here, and I'm not sure he's going to make it in this sprint work. And the Merlin's one. I'm not sure, Kai, if you're going to offer some work. Mainly, I was worried about the MailChimp and the subscription one, but I think I can handle them if you are too busy to help me around. So yeah. As this sprint, main goal is to make the app more stable and solve the bugs that arrived from the migration to Next. The main bugs that I found is the one that Lauren mentioned a couple of days ago, which is this one. It's occurring about some projects that for some reason are throwing an error about a token. I'm giving this one priority because some projects are not able to be shown because of that. I already asked Kai to give me access to the database and see if something is running in there because code related, nothing is actually being seen. So talking about bugs, that one is important. The projects that are considered and still being seen in the list is one of those. MailChimp, of course, because that got lost in the migration. An alternative to the contact form. The updates don't show the date that it was posted. That's also an important bug. The progress bar, that one was mentioned by Marco. In the credit creation flow, you don't see the bar progressing as it should. Sort projects by date added. This one is not quite a bug, but I wanted to add it because it's quite easy to solve and would make also a great impact. And the other two main features beside the bug solutions are edit and remove project updates. This is the one that I wanted to add Carlos to help me around on the backend. And these are his issues below there. Besides that, according to the poll, the second priority to the sprint should be the Treebox integration. So I added this one to the top. It still needs some good research that I haven't been able to make because if everything goes very well, we should be using the same solution for both Giveth Trace and Giveth.io. So this.
Hey, Mateo. We were talking about this in the Trace call, and maybe this is a good issue to pass over to the Trace team and take it off your.
Perfect.
You're very busy.
Okay. Because of that, he assigned me on this issue.
Yeah.
I'll collaborate with both teams to reach a conclusion. I would love to, add Marco's help during this. I will start meetings and just chats with all of these stakeholders about it.
Perfect. Hey, Monique just joined. And it was perfect timing. So I heard you're basically going to get together a group to figure out what the plan is for projects, for profile verification.
And look at the board, it's very...
It's beautiful.
Seems more tidy.
Yeah.
And we put it, rough estimations for our first new sprints. We just started the 2 weeks sprint from 10th of July to 24, and we plan to start it tomorrow. And at the first, we just sums all of these issues as story points to figure out that how we can deliver during in one sprint, and we put it as a base estimation. And after that sprint, we should measure it how it is going. But we decided not to put anything new during the sprint in the plan. We just plan these issues. If you have something that think that is much more important that we have to change it, please tell us, everyone.
Cool. So there's one issue that the Give token team would like to request prioritizing if there's bandwidth. So the profile verification, it sounds like that's this next sprint cycle, we might kind of figure out what the spec is for that, but we're not going to build anything there. And kind of anticipating that, the Give token team, for givebacks, there's one issue that we would like to prioritize. I just posted a link to it in the chat, and I just talked with Marco about getting the designs for it.
Would you please, Matteo, bring it to this board, and we'll talk about it in your screen. Sorry, Willie.
Yes. So how should I, how can I move it over to the other board?
You want to share, will you?
It's in the chat.
I posted in the chat. Can you guys share on your screen, because my computer is struggling a little bit?
I'll do it.
Cool. And then maybe if you share, you can show us how to switch it to the other board.
Yeah, we go here and choose the Giveth next.
Cool.
That's it.
Sweet. Awesome. So Marco is working on the mockups for this right now, but the idea is basically for profile verification. The whole point of the profile verification, as it relates to givebacks, is that we need to make sure that a project is who they say they are before we start awarding Give tokens to them for donations, or Give tokens to their donors. And the reason for that is that, like, you can imagine anyone right now can create a profile, right? We like it being really easy, but anyone could create a profile and say that they're the Red Cross, right? And right now there's no good way for us to verify that. So profile verification that Monique's going to lead speccing, that's kind of the medium-term plan. But in the short term, we had an idea for a quick way we could address this, which is using the type form that all these projects will be applying for givebacks through. So for those of you that don't know, Ashley has created a beautiful type form that projects need to fill out in order to apply for this givebacks program. And so that's like the core part of this process we're using to verify projects is this type form. The plan is to add a step, which I think Ashley's already added in there, telling the project to tweet about Giveth and about their profile on Giveth, and then pasting a link to their tweet. So that's how we're going to basically be verifying the projects without 3box or IDX. And then we already had the plan basically, and I'm not sure if you guys have built this yet, but to basically just have one Boolean in the database for projects for whether or not they're verified. And basically the project verification team every 2 weeks will hand over a list of projects that have been verified and need to have their flag flipped to true. This issue is to add that Boolean if it's not already added. And then for projects that have the Boolean set to true, we want to basically display some badges on their profile card, on their profile, and on the donation page. And the donation page is we're basically going to reuse the card because we display that same card on the homepage on the donation page. So we'll reuse that same component to basically let users know this project is eligible for givebacks. And then we'll have a little tooltip that links to has a learn more that links to the full givebacks article to explain it. Any questions about that? Or are we ready to talk about whether or not that can be prioritized?
I just wanted to mention that James, I think I'm 95% sure, already added the Boolean for verified projects.
Yes, he did. 100%.
100% sure.
Okay, sweet. So now we just need to basically add these badges, and when the flag is true, display the badges. An interesting thing to discuss here too is this shouldn't really go live until we launch the Give Back program. So I don't think we have any capability right now with feature flags. I'm not sure if that's something we need to implement or want to implement. But do you guys have the ability to basically prevent this from going live until we're ready to launch it without blocking everything else.
I just have a question. What do you expect that at this end of this sprint, the team should deliver? Can you please say a simple scenario test that you would like to see at the end of this sprint?
Yeah, the issue needs to be fleshed out a little bit, and we're still waiting on the mockups from Marco. But this is what the acceptance criteria will be. It'll be if a project is verified, by the project verification team, then it displays it displays these badges on their card, profile, and donation page that let users know they're eligible for the Give Back program.
So I think it's dependent on the other project. Am I right or not?
The one dependency here is just being able to launch this and launching the token. So it is blocked by that, but that this is also a blocker for launching the token. So they're kind of chicken and egg there.
Mm-hmm. Can we explore it up and put some estimations about each traceable and estimatable issues? For example, Marco is what he's gonna do, and he can also have an issue for itself. And about the Matteo, if you think that Matteo can do something during this sprint right now, we can plan for it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because this is technically blocked right now. We're not supposed to plan stuff that's blocked, but just chatted with Marco, and the goal is to get this unblocked ASAP, so this can be delivered. Why don't we that as the Marco issue and create a new issue for the development team?
Can we do it right now? Matteo, I will ask you please to set an issue in the sprint backlog and related to that issue that was just for designing of Marco, that we expect we have it during this sprint. And if you think that you have to do something about it, please make another issue about it. And related to, we just want to make everything more clear for all the developers. If it's so clear that it can be estimatable, let's put it in the sprint backlog. If it's not, let's put it in the product backlog. It's my idea.
How should we call this issue?
Give back eligibility badges.
Design.
Am I spelling this, or should it be like this? Give back.
Lowercase b.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, perfect.
And there's an S on the end. It's give backs.
Okay. Like that?
That's perfect. I wanted to have it be a Z, but we went with the S.
And I would like to... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just make another issue, and I will continue. Please.
So I'll link it to this one, right? Number 48. Should it be a blocker or?
That issue is separate. Basically,
okay.
That's more of the medium-term solution, but the issues we just created, I think that's enough. We have the design, and then we have the implementation ticket, and.
So, Matteo, is it clear to you for implementation, or you just want to wait until the design is finished?
No, I'm clear, but we also need to relate to the work that it's actually a Boolean that needs to be looked for to see if the user is eligible for a badge, no? So that integration is coming from the backend. After the design, we only need to check that. So I cannot do anything so far, right?
Mm-hmm. So can you put an estimation, or just you think it should be in the backlog, not the sprint?
Okay. Hey. a quick one on what you just said, Matteo, about the Boolean. I think what's probably best, Fabio loves playing with all the data and really wants to know other questions that he could answer with the data. So maybe the best thing to do is really, in the query, just give him all of the data. And if it's for a verified project or not a verified project, it's fine. But expect to just give him all of the donation data for the last for that period, and just have it be identifiable, and he can sort it after that.
Yes, we concluded the exact thing on the trace. I mean, can you share your experience there? We recently reached an API. It would be fantastic if you can show.
Okay. Hi. Sorry, I was distracted a little. What do you want?
And the latest API about the donations that are made. Yeah.
I don't have it. I'm a machine now. It was on Mohammed's.
So, but we reached an API about the donations that which made on Trace. It would be the same as the project. If you provide an API for all the donations, you can put an issue here, and it's small and estimatable, I think. What do you think, Matteo?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's hard for me to give an estimate like this, but I think as soon as the design is over and I can finally have something to integrate, it's going to be more easy for me to do it. But as the current, with the current information, I would say a 3 is like a basic estimate for it. Removing the design part. So sounds good.
According to Griff's comments, I think that we have to provide APIs for the Give Back project first, and parallelly Marco can design, but these tools are needed if you want to integrate. Am I right, Griff? Really, everyone?
It's basically already done for IO. Like Fabio did this, or Fabio worked with James to get this done maybe a month ago almost, and got the data that he needed. I just wanted to make that quick comment that as talking with Fabio a couple weeks ago, he was like, just give me all the data. Give it to me. Give it all to me. I want to play with it, So let's just give it all to him. And then he'll sort it.
So does that endpoint already exist, or we need to go update an endpoint or create a new endpoint?
I think there's just like one search that he's making that's like asking only for verified projects, and so maybe just changing it if it needs to be changed, just checking up on it to see that he can get all the data, not just the verified project data.
Sorry, Matteo, do you know about that API?
I'm not aware, but I know he did it. I just have to check on the repo and see what's the name of it. I know that
James and or even Fabio. I think they both know where it is and how to do it really quick.
Yes, it does not upload a design here.
So if it's clear to you and you can do estimation, please put it in the sprint backlog.
Yeah, right. Is that?
I like this
sprint backlog. Thank you. Would you please show all of the column if anyone had another issues?
In the new issues, right?
No, the sprint backlog, and we plan to do these jobs, but if you have anything more that you think it's related to, or a sprint goal, or a sprint goal is just to make the Next.js more stable according to the poll, all of the team members think that it has more priority than starting event rebox or givebacks.
I want to ask about the load time on the project profiles. I'm sure you guys have noticed it too, and maybe you already talked about it, but does anyone know why it takes like 5-10 seconds for these project profile pages to load when there's not a lot of heavy data on them?
Yeah, I also need to check on that. There is something really weird happening on the database, because if you check on staging, that usually doesn't happen. It's not like the fastest, but it takes at least like 2 or 3 seconds, not 10 like you mentioned. So that's something that Kai and I noted last week, and I'm trying to see what's up, because it's about the environment. And also there is also a weird issue that is mentioning here, the one that Lauren found, that some projects are just timing out or just failing to be fetched. This one, I don't want to create another issue because I think it's related to this one, so I will keep track to all of it in here. It even set up a kind of high estimate of 5 because I'm not sure what's going on actually. So if this is solved, I believe that issue of loading time will also be resolved. I will try to make that happen. That's what I say.
Awesome. Thank you. Glad you're on top of it. Thanks, Mateo.
Lauren, Ashley, Mitch, do you have ideas about issues that were not in this board, and do you think that is related to our goal being Next.js more stable?
Real quick, I see issue number 30 and issue number 11. So if you scroll up, and I think that's related to what you're asking about, Monique. Are those separate issues? I thought that the plan was to basically replace MailChimp with Autopilot, which will take care of number 11. Because
yes,
okay, go ahead.
But even though we do them both with Autopilot or Segment, they need different flows after. So it's good to have a different issue, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. I don't know how they do it, but once you basically paste that script in, Autopilot can detect the contact forms on your website, and then just automatically start capturing entries from them. I don't know how they do it, but it's that's what. So maybe it's fine to have separate issues, but fortunately, once 30 is done, basically we'll just go into Autopilot and click, detect, and it should integrate.
We can revisit this. I just want to share a little update, mainly for Ashley to have a look, and all you guys can review. I will merge this after the dev call. It's just a little thing. We have a support page there. It's always opening in a different tab. And I hooked up the type forms I hooked up this one here. Here, this one. Dedicated link is missing still in the footer or something, but we can easily make that. And these all lead to different type forms now. I haven't tested the flow, so that we might need to test it.
The support page. We're just seeing the home page.
You didn't see that? Because it opens in a new window.
Kai, would you please move it to UAT to test everything that you deployed on the Next.js? I think we have a column there. Do we have Mateo?
For which column?
Yeah.
UAT.
UAT. No, we don't have that.
Let's put one UAT before dawn.
Yeah, okay. I put it here in review QA, but we can.
Review QA, I assume it's before being deployed. Or after we deployed all of the things, it should be user acceptance tested, not by the developers.
I see.
So you push your release, and every tester is like me, Mitch, Lauren, everyone. can go through it and test it. And we in the team decided to move it from UAT to done, if we make sure that everything is okay.
Okay, I just merge it so you can see it on the only for now on the staging.
I appreciate if you put it in the UAT column. Thank you.
Yeah.
And everything that is needed to be tested right now, I appreciate if you can put it in the UAT.
Yeah, it just vanished because it was a pull request. I will make a new issue.
If it's a pull request, we can just put it in the QA.
No, it was merged, so it was it automatically went to done.
Okay.
Hey Kai.
Hmm?
So along those lines with the support page, I'm trying to connect it, and maybe we can chat after this call or after the communications call about. I'm trying to get the Zap set up on the Zapier account, but I can't seem to access this repo using my login. So maybe you can help me with that. But I can't assign it to this repo.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And I shared an sheet about the resource management. I really appreciate if you can fill it out, especially the one who has a stake in the team, like Merlin. Merlin, do you have the time? Can you predict how many hours you can contribute during this sprint from June 10th to June 24th?
I'm not sure because, in fact, I have already some stuff to do for like the dashboard for Common Stack. I'm not late, but I have some tasks to complete, and also for my current job. So I'm not sure.
But we have an issue for you. Can you do it or not? We can easily remove it from the sprint planning to backlog.
Yeah, I need. I have also some things to say first. There are some issues that have been reported here that should be fixed, like wallet redirection and XDAI price wrong, but the PAN price, which is wrong, that I think it's Giveth that reported this issue. And the issue is that the API, that issue. The API which we are using, in fact, we cannot query for the PAN token. So we need, I think the only solution is just to change the API. I didn't have the time to research what are the best API for like querying token price, but that's the reason why the PAN token price was wrong. So, and yeah, I can close the issue that should be fixed and that have been reported, just to clean the issues in Giveth next. And so for what the time I have, well, I was working on the project categories. I think I'm half at I've done, but so yeah, what's the issue you want? I work on, and I try to find some time, but it's not my priority currently.
Okay. Just Lars, if you can do anything, especially that you can commit, it's going to be done, not just go through and just hang up. Please tell us that we set a budget for you, and we will be sure that it's gonna be done at the end of this sprint. If you, Matto, would you please show that issue to?
Which one, sorry?
The one that you put in the sprint backlog, that was for Marilyn.
Oh, the one, but this one. On Splash.
You put it there?
Yeah, but if he doesn't have the time, I can unassign him. Maybe tackle this a little bit later, as this doesn't have the priority of the goal of this sprint.
So I assume it's 0. The contribution of the Marilyn is nothing during this sprint. Am I right, Marilyn?
Yeah, I think it's better to say that. And if I'm done with all my issues, like for the other project, then maybe I can just text Matteo if I'm sure I can handle like a little or medium issue. And I think it's better to do that.
Perfect. So let's take a look at the no issues. Matteo was scrolling. If you have any comments about them.
Yeah, so the My Wallet should link to either Scoot or After Scan. I think it's fixed. I mean, I fixed that, and I just tested it just before the call, and it was fine. But maybe someone should like retry it on the.
If it's released on Next.js, would you please move it to UAT test, Matteo?
Yeah. Do we have that column already? I don't know how to make a new column. How do you do that?
Just open it, and in the pipeline section, you can easily change the. No, that issue it was in the.
No, the issue is this one. But if I want to move to UAT, we don't have that column, or do we? The staging. Or which one?
Okay, do it. I think you would add one. Kai added, or where's UAT?
That's what I wanted to say. I don't know how to add a new column, and UAT isn't here.
Okay, put it in the staging.
Yeah, you're in the wrong board, man. You're in Giveth 2. Like you're in the right repo, but then you selected the Giveth 2 board.
Okay. That was.
To add a new pipeline, I think it's the plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because I got confused and I didn't see that it was supposed to go in here, and I made all of this in here.
Oh,
so, is it hard to move all of it? Or it's too late.
No, you can move it. But see, Monique, that was what I was telling you. Too many boards confuse people. But he did a nice thing. There is, if you change it, you can go to Giveth.io, and Giveth.io board is actually Impact Graph and Next. So it's a reference board.
Before this meeting, we have a short meeting with Matteo, Kai, and we decided to be there instead of .io because .io has some problems, and definitely you can help.
They don't show up in here. That's a problem. I don't know why.
Just put it there, in the column that we think that we have to test it again.
Okay. Is it UAT, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can put it in the staging, no problem.
Should I delete it then? Okay. Perfect.
Thank you so much. And about the issues that are that the owner was the James, do you have any idea how we can move it in the pipeline? Are they closed or?
I believe that this one kind of relates to one I am assigned already, which is sorting by date added. So I don't believe that I would have a problem to. It's the same. It's kind of the same filtering. So I can assign myself and do it.
Thank you. So let's take a look at the sprint and close it. Everyone is invited to take a look at this board. We're gonna commit all of these issues in the sprint backlog that we think that we can deliver at the end of the sprint. And currently I ask you if you have anything very important, just tell about it. And about the Taurus, you think that is independent, dependent? Am I right?
No, I think that we can add it to the sprint backlog. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Can we do it?
Right.
Okay.
That's it, or what else should we do?
No, I don't have any idea. I'm new to this thing. But I think Lauren, Mitch, Ashley, Griff can help a lot. Even Kai.
So, I added Carlos to the meeting, so you guys can know him well. I asked him to check out some issues. So he already has made some. He made a pull request. I'm not sure if I'm the best one to review it. So who do you think should be able? Because I know James is not available. I can review it, but if someone else can do it, that should be really cool because you would get to also know the qualities of Carlos' code. So I'm not sure if Amin, maybe, are you able to check a pull request for the impact graph?
It's a bit tough. I mean, I could have a look, but I'm not saying I would, find a bug or anything. But big up, a delete mutation. Crazy, crud.
You did what? Sorry.
I mean, I can of course read through it, but I'm not doing any good. I think yours will be the best reviews as long as James is not, and of course, Carlos. So I guess I have to trust Carlos anyway, but I can have do a second look.
I think Amin can do it as well. Amin, are you here?
Oh, that would be very cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not long.
No, it should be like not much, but
Not
I
much.
think Amin is not here.
It's 20 lines. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just two small things, to be honest.
Thank you, Carlos. It's a good thing. I guess you get your stuff by Matteo, but also all these connection issues between the server and the front end might be a thing to look at.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Sure.
So I'm just.
When Matteo showed me the production link and the staging link, I also noticed it was a little bit slow. So yeah, sure, I could take a look to see what it is.
If you send me an SSH key, or actually, I did not find you in chat yet. But if you send me an SSH key, I can also add you to a server so you can have a look.
Okay.
Let's share him the Discord, because I don't believe he's in there. Give me a second.
All right. Oh, cool. Thank you.
I pasted on the chat in here, Carlos. If you want to join the Giveth Discord, you will find us all, and you can ping Kai to it.
Okay.
Wow. Coinzel, is it that you?
Let me change the name. That's for
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I used to use that name for gaming, to be honest.
It's fine. It's okay. Just let me know that is it Carlos.
Yeah, I just logged in the wrong account, but let me see.
No, it's okay.
To be honest, almost everyone here uses nicknames instead of the real name on the Discord, so it's fine.
Should we conclude on code reviewing step, or just pass it for this sprint? There's the other one. I think is nonsense right now.
I wanted to ask about the profile verification. As Griff mentioned, maybe Trace is the team that will handle that. So do you want to transfer that issue to their board, or should we keep it in here? Because maybe it's not going to be even in the impact graph, but there should be some kind of connection to link our information with that code. So when Amin is available, maybe we should have a talk about that, or whoever is going to make that work.
Yes, he's here. Amin?
I'm here. What?
Okay. No, that I was mentioning that maybe we should sync up about the product verification feature and see how this will integrate with the impact graph. I already made an issue about it, but as Chris mentioned, that maybe this would be better handled by the Giveth Trace team. Yeah, I just want to know how we can keep sync on that aspect.
On email, you said email notification, right?
No, it's a profile verification through Treebox or.
Okay. Profile verification. We have a plan to use Treebox to verify users. We haven't researched on it, as you mentioned. You didn't yourself. So someone should take over that research task. This week I'm busy, but next week it's okay for me to see what Treebox is working and how we can integrate our profile with our users. The point that there's a point, the current implementation of Trace and Giveth.io user fills some information about themselves. And Treebox probably has its own. I don't know how we can manage this conflicts if it happens. Of course, if we have a conflict, we should replace our information with the Treebox ones, or not. I don't know what we should do.
Okay. Yeah, I need to make some research on that, and maybe I'll have a better response to it.
Yeah. What about the user journey that the Willy said? Is it clear for both of you?
I didn't listen that time. Sorry.
Sorry, were you asking me, Monique?
Yeah, you said about the user journey for profile verification. I was just asking Mato and Amin that is it clear for them right now? But things that they don't have, the exact workflow for it. Am I right? Mato, is it clear for you? Is it clear?
I don't have any workflow. I didn't listen that time. I was busy on the test. Can you tell me the journey, or maybe it's documented somewhere?
I can type it up because I don't know if this latest one is really documented, but I'll just run through it. It's pretty simple, and then let me know if that helps clear it up. So the journey for a project is basically they're going to get an email after they create their project, and the email is going to tell them about this Givebacks program and link to a type form. The project is then going to fill out the type form, and in the type form there's a step that says tweet about Giveth in your project, and then paste the link to your tweet. So the project's going to tweet, paste the link to the tweet in the type form, complete the type form, and then the Giveth team is going to do a verification party every 2 weeks, basically, and review all the projects who have applied for givebacks and verify for any project that not only has tweeted, but also is deemed to be eligible. We're basically going to hand over a list to the development team of the project slugs and basically say, please go into the database and set all of these projects verification status to true. Then this issue specifically is such that any project that has a verification status of true display these badges on their card, profile, and then donation page.
Yeah, right. And about users, it's $3 enough.
And then in the future, I'd like to fully automate this using something like $3 or IDX. But
about user, how do you verify user?
Users, it's okay. Users don't need to be verified. They can still donate anonymously and earn givebacks. Yeah.
Okay. So verification is just projects. In Giveth concept, we just verify campaigns, right? Or both choices and communities.
Yes. For the equivalent on Trace would be the campaigns.
Just campaign. Yeah.
Right? Is that right, Griff? Can you confirm? Is Griff still here? I'm pretty sure that it would be the equivalent of campaigns on. Maybe Kai can confirm.
Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, campaigns are projects in my mind, at least.
Cool.
Don't mean about the communities.
Communities
what about
are more like causes, which don't exist yet on IO.
On Trace, we have verifying green thing with communities, campaigns, and milestones, and on Giveth.io there are only projects and users in theory, but user is a user.
Yeah, a community can only send money to other campaigns or milestones within a campaign. It can't actually send money out. And then a campaign can only send money to traces. Excuse me. Campaigns can only send money to traces. And traces are the only way to get money off the Trace platform. And so that's why, but it feels like traces are very detailed, like, oh, I paid this person. Whereas a project on Giveth.io is like, hey, support our campaign. This is what we're doing, and we'll use that money for all sorts of things.
So as far as project verification goes, are we just verifying campaigns, or are we also verifying communities and traces?
I would say that we can verify any of them on Trace. Communities, campaigns, or traces. If we verify a community, then all the traces within that community are also verified. But maybe someone makes a trace, like maybe someone's running a McDonald's on Giveth Trace, but that McDonald's has like a Christmas party for orphans, and that's a single trace that they're doing underneath their McDonald's thing. So maybe the campaign for McDonald's wouldn't be necessarily fully verified, but that one trace could be. I don't know. Maybe it's too complicated. If we want to just make it simple, we can just say campaigns only and not worry about these details. It's your choice, Ashley, really.
Well, I know that campaigns should be verified. I'm not sure how it would work on the back end with the traces and the communities, and how it would automatically verify the ones that are underneath and all that. It seems kind of complicated to me, but I don't necessarily understand how I would do that.
I think what's most important is that we have a clear path forward, and then we can make it work technically however we need to make it work.
Okay, so maybe we just start with campaigns, and then in the future we can start to do communities and traces and see how that goes first.
Sounds good. I mean, I would argue that we also include just because if someone donates to a community, that like the Common Stack community, if someone donates to the Common Stack community, then we should give them some givebacks, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do communities and campaigns moving forward, and then we'll figure out how traces come into play along the way.
Cool.
So what if he doesn't allow us to delegate money from community?
What do you mean?
Whenever we delegate from community, he rejects.
What happens if they veto and pull out the funds?
Yeah.
That's a good point. But what happens if they delegate? So would we be able to track delegations from communities as well as direct donations then? So would we be able to create an API that says if you send money to a community and then it gets delegated to a verified campaign, that would also give you givebacks?
Yeah, that's better. And it's technically it's possible.
Okay.
Because we have yes.
And then would we also be able to track direct donations to traces underneath the campaign that's verified?
Traces.
So let's say that there's a Giveth DApp, the Giveth DApp development campaign. We put up a trace for a gathering in the Middle East for the local team, and someone is like, yeah, I want to donate directly to that for 100 DAI. I want to support that party. But they donate directly to the trace as opposed to the campaign. Would we be able to technically support that, I assume?
We should consider that. Let's think. Yeah, it's possible. We run a query behind the scene, and it's possible.
Okay.
It's an aggregate, something like that. We should just get all of the donations, all the campaigns who are verified, and after that, all the milestones behind that. Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. Well, then let's just only verify campaigns, as Ashley said at the beginning, and then we'll figure out how to support the communities and the traces integration into that verified campaign.
Yeah, I said that when we delegate from community to campaign, we can trace that. It's possible, but we should think about it. I think it's possible, but it has technical details that we should figure out how to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Ashley, does that sound good? Just campaigns?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to start, and then we can kind of see how the other things integrate. If we try to do it all at once, it might get a bit messy.
Cool. And then in a call that's kind of along this lines, and I don't think that there's any action on our side or on the dev side for either DApp, but I think to just make aware of a issue that Willie found, where if you raise money on IO and then you send that money to your trace, then you might get a double donation, like a double give back, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, the donor received givebacks there, but now you're just kind of recirculating your own money without intending to. It's just you want to give your donors traceable donations, right? So we may need to implement a kind of a blacklist, or what do they call it? A registry of addresses that are not accepting of givebacks. But I think this can be done on the giveback side with Fabio more than on the DApp side, and then just on the data side, off chain and all that. but I figured this is a good moment just to like bring that idea out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. We can talk it later. I would like to initiate a meeting about clarifying it. Shall we go?
Okay. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Great hijack.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the team.
Yeah.
Yay.
Welcome, Carlos.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, Ashley, stay.